Well, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Let's move this around a tiny bit, shall we? Maybe like this. Is that better? There we go. Oh, look, what I've done is I've changed the setup a little bit around here. So what we're going to do is do a more planned approach. So let's jump over here. Oh, that's not actually the screen I wanted just yet. Let's grab this one instead. So this is a planning tool that I use. It's called MindJet Mind Manager. I've been using it since about 2007. 2007, I think, is when I discovered this software. I've been using it since then. So what we're doing here today is looking at my schedule for the 15th. I do this on a daily basis, plan out my day so I know what the heck I'm going to get done today. Already this morning, because it is 10:15-ish. Oh, and I see in the background I've got one more thing to change there. I recently bought the thing over there, the display, and I got to tell you, I'm loving it. It's 16 by 16 pixel display. It is super fun. Cannot believe that I did that, but there you go, I did it. So that should now be displaying live, which it is. We are live. So yeah, what I'm doing is planning out my day. So I had breakfast, had a shower, did that in the wrong order probably. Saved, so the Boss RC5 last night. Let me show you the Boss RC5, so just in case you don't know what it is, we can show you here. That's it there. So it's a looping station that the kids and my family, my wife and my kids bought me. It is expensive. It was about $300 and something, or maybe, yeah, $315 I think from memory. But it's so cool. It's so powerful. I love it. 32-bit float, so excellent quality. Yeah, really good. It's got MIDI, USB, and MIDI in and out in 3.5mm format here, as well as USB here. Yeah, fantastic. It holds 99 tracks, and I can control it using this pedal here and this pedal and the pedal on it. So it's like 7 pedals. It's really good. I love it. So I want to talk about that a little bit more in a second. Let's just go back to where we were. So with this, so last night, basically, before I get carried away, I'm planning out the videos now, so hopefully they're more easily digestible and more presentable as well, because I don't go off on a tangent the way I was just about to. I can stop myself from doing that. So I saved the Boss RC5 tracks and cleared the contents. The reason I've done that is because the live streams I'm doing musically with my brother predominantly, but I want to get James involved too, and do some of my own solo performances. I'm doing that so that I can be a bit more creative. The tracks had been saved from like a year ago when I got the Boss RC5, and it gets a bit boring. So what I want to do is, I'll get to that in a sec actually, but it's there's method behind the madness. So I'm clearing off the RC5 so I can be more creative to start making my own music from scratch and showing people how I do that. And I had to buy some some products from Rubber Monkey, which is the invisible lab covers for the sound guy for shoots coming up for on-set movie recording events. So what I've got is the in-person video. So I'm doing this one here. This is a plan that I've got for today's Quick and Dirty Tuesday. So we'll concentrate on that. So I've said my hellos, just in case I missed anyone. Hello, welcome. It is the Quick and Dirty Tuesday for the 15th of April. Yeah, everything's going nicely. I'm planning the videos more now. Like I said, I'm planning the videos more now. I hope you're enjoying the structure. It's hopefully going to make the time spent making and watching the videos a bit more value driven for us both. So I won't waste my time and I won't be wasting your time too much. I'm glad that you're here though. Like, it's really good to, do this. I love this. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted in my bedroom a studio where I could dual electronics, like I've done there, and then music, and just potter around and do the stuff I love doing. So Signum update. Um, so you can see where Signum is coming from if you reverse that SGNINNUB, gives it away. So what's happening is, being a large Australian corporate that they are, they're looking to save money, and I think right now it's must be school holidays or something. So they've got a whole lot of people that they're paying minimum wage to, and getting maximum value out of. Just want to make sure the audio is fairly good. And so they're reducing the more expensive older casuals like myself, so they can save money and not have to reduce their $1 billion profits. Audio sounds okay, so that's cool. So the rosters have basically disappeared for the next few weeks. So I thought that I'd be back in the fold, so to speak, this week, but that's not the case. They've actually, I think they're getting me back in a couple of weeks after Easter. So there's a few weeks. This week I've got no income, 4-day week. Next week, I think it's a 2-day week or 3 or 4-day week next week. So another week with no income, and then I think it's the week after that. So I think it's 2 weeks from now where I get a roster back. So in this interim, I think I've got $94 left in my bank account. Thank God Elizabeth's supporting the family. So I've got to try and find a job, or I've got to do something online, or in some way to get some income coming in. So thinking of doing some guitar lessons online. So anyone in the world seeing this who wants guitar lessons, you can see some of my videos, whether you like my style of playing or not. I do acoustic, electric, ukulele, what else? Pedals, setup, MIDI, keyboard a little bit, more synthesizer stuff than anything else. I'm running Ableton Live, in case that means anything to anyone. And I've got a Push 2 connected up to the Ableton Live system. So I'm running Ableton 11 because my computer's too old. I can't run Ableton 12. And I've got MPC beats, and I'm trying to do drum beats and patterns and things like that. So I know enough of music theory to understand I could learn a lot more, but I've also learned enough of music theory to realize you really don't need to know a lot about music to start writing, performing, singing, making music. There are many, many studio musicians. I'm talking people who earn a lot of money, like Tim Pierce, even musicians, I believe Jeff Beck, I believe Eddie Van Halen, those kind of top tier musicians, they couldn't read music. Or if they could, it was really rudimentary, really basic music theory, and music reading capabilities were quite low. But obviously their skill in playing is through the roof. So what I'm trying to say is you don't need to know a whole lot about music theory, just the basics, and that's all I've learnt now so far. In the last year, I put more effort into learning music theory to help me become a better musician, which is, I can see improvements in what I've been playing lately, especially lead guitar, because of certain they're not even scales, they're just patterns, and because of the setup of the way the guitar is, you can apply patterns to the neck, which you can't do on a keyboard. It's really weird. The keyboard is very structured and really easy, a good layout for you to understand music theory quicker than on a guitar. But once you understand some of the patterns on the guitar fretboard, you just replicate that pattern anywhere on the fretboard, and you've got a different key that you're playing in. On the keyboard, you've got to actually work out new fingerings, new places to put your fingers on the keys to get a different key. So to change the pitch and keep everything working harmoniously and melodically, you've got to actually know music theory really well. And I think that's where it's come from, is the pianists have overlaid on all musicians, guitarists included, that if you don't understand music theory, then you can't play the instrument. That is absolutely false. With the guitar, this is why so many people pick up the guitar, and it's one of the instruments that I don't think you can truly ever master because of the way that it's laid out and music theory overlaid on that works out. You'll never run short of different ways of doing the same thing. It's like playing a similar note on a different string. I say similar because it's not the same. The timbre sounds different when you play a note on different strings. It's a really interesting subject. So the shortcut to the whole thing is I can teach you the basics that I know that I've learnt since I was playing when I was 17. So there's like 43 years of knowledge that I can compress and help you out to get to the level I'm at. And then you can take that much, much, much further, because I'm not a great guitarist. I think I'm mediocre at best. So if you want to get to that level quickly, I can help you with that. And I can open that across the world now, because I've got the facility to basically put camera views on one camera for the left hand, one camera for the right hand, one camera for the whole view. And then you get a really good view of how to play rhythm, how to play lead, where to put your fingers on the fretboard, that kind of thing. So I think I've got a bit more to offer than most. So I'm talking live one-on-one sessions if you want to do that. It'd be paid, of course, because I've got to get money. So if you're willing to pay and learn what I know pretty quickly, I reckon I could teach you over a course of about maybe 3 or 4 hours. So if we did an hour session over a week, you'd learn what I know, and all then you've got to do is practice. And we'd have to work out rates, but I'm sure we could negotiate something if you're interested. So I'll put that out there. Tell your family and friends if they want to learn to play guitar. That's acoustic, electric, bass, a ukulele, and a smattering of keyboard, like synthesizer type chord structures and things like that. I can do that pretty quickly. And I can teach you the basics of music notation and music theory as well. I wrote a song a while ago, and I wrote it out in proper musical notation, like with the squiggly lines and everything like that. I gave it to one of my friends who reads music just proficiently, and he played it without hearing it. He played it off the musical score I wrote, note for note, and it sounded exactly the way that I envisaged it to sound. So I know it took a long time, but I know how to do that at least. So that was really encouraging, rewarding for someone completely self-taught. So yeah, I feel confident I could help you at least get the basics down. That's a really big tangent off the Signub update. Anyway, there you go. It led to that from no money. So one of the ideas I've got for getting income. So that's the Signub update. I'm still going to work there. I still like working there. It's a really cool place in terms of the people more than anything else. So the structure of it is bizarre. Like it's a wannabe corporate for a mum and dad hardware store type setup. It's so weird. So it's very messed up. Like that. Anyway, I could go on forever about it. I'm not going to do that. It's a good place to work in terms of the people. That's all I'm going to say. At my level, at the team member level, it's really good. Watching YouTube. So get a load of this. There's this guy. I think his name is Ben, from the August Radio Project. So he's busking, and he started out 5 years ago, interested in YouTube, and started doing videos, and then was working in office jobs and realized that's not where my passion lies. He's a young guy, looks like early 20s, and he's basically gone all in on YouTube and busking. So he's trying to make a living out of this 5 years in, and he's actually doing it. He's making a living out of what started as busking. And what he's doing is he's documenting his busking life, and he's morphing it into a thing of more about the advantages of having a YouTube channel, and how it pushes you to do new things, and how it leads to like consequences in your life that you would never have planned. So it's like serendipity and all the good things in this universe coming together, helping you out, working together to help you achieve what it is you want to achieve. It sounds very woo-woo and spiritual and not scientifically based, not logical, but this guy is putting into practice the whole idea about taking a risk with your life and just seeing where it goes and going all in and just trying your best at doing something. So he's probably got more advantage than others. He's from England. He's white. He's ginger haired. He looks pretty good. He's got the musical ability and talent. So all these things are working in his favor. I don't think he's an outstanding singer. I don't think he's an outstanding guitar player, but I think he's got the basics right so that he can make a living out of it. And that's the thing about life. You don't have to be the best at something. You just got to be the best you can be. And then another point he makes up, or he's made in one of his videos I watched today, was that you don't find your audience finds you. So you just try it and do things that you like, and there'll be enough people in the world to like what you're doing to help you and support you. That's it. That's the bottom line truth. A lot of people don't believe that. I personally do believe that. You only need a small number of people to actually financially support you to make it all viable and sustainable. You don't need a million followers. You just need a number of people who are really keen on supporting you, and you'll make it. So I love watching this guy for that reason. He's got a lot of positivity. He goes through ups and downs and shares that as well. But overall, I'm loving the message there, which is basically you get one shot at life. So you must do what it is that you think you should do to the best of your ability and go all out doing that. And I think you'll be surprised at what happens when you do that. And I know in my life that's been the case. So I'm not talking from a theory book or an idea or a want or a wish. I actually can track, when I look back at my life, how that's played out. And I can do a video on that. I'm not going to do it now, but I just wanted to share this guy and his experiences that he's sharing online on YouTube, so that you might benefit from watching some of his videos as well. So I would recommend getting a hold of some videos and watching the August Radio Project from Ben. So very inspirational. Yeah. So do that if you can when you get a chance. You'll love it. I believe it. Now, regarding my music and busking and updates and things like that. Oh yeah, look at this. I got myself my license. I renewed it. Let's have a look. So over here, there it is. My busking permit, 2025, expires. That's weird. Expires 20th of 10th, 2024. Oh, it's only for this year. I thought it was a year. It's actually for 6 months. Huh. So I'll have to renew that. That was $50, $49, I think it was. Hang on, I got the receipt here. It was actually, yeah, $49. There we go, low impact. GST, receipt date, receipt number. Just trying to see when. It is 12 months. Low impact, 12 months. That's weird. I'll have to go and ask them about that, because that's not 12 months. So I will ask them why. Oh, sorry, that's the old one. What the hell? What am I doing? That's the old one. Where's my new one gone? Damn, I'm getting over a cold, so you're going to have to excuse me, because my brain is not operating 100% there. What do I do with it? So it's in here. I should have seen. There it is there. That's the new one. They look the same. Expiring the 3rd of April 2026. That's better. God. You know, it's one of those things where you wish you could edit this and take it out, and the video's died. I can't believe it. Let me just fix this up. Let me see what's going on here. Dearie, look at that. that's not good. All right, here's what we'll do instead. We'll go over here and we'll do this so that it kind of moves around a little bit and you can see what I'm doing. We've got to fix up this. So occasionally this thing fails on me. This is my mobile rig, which I power off one battery, and most of the time works really well. Then occasionally it'll stop working, like me. So it's probably built into the DNA, so to speak. All right, so let's try that again. Does that work now? It does. Oh, now I've put the card away. Let's get it. This is the thing with live video. You can't really recover from mistakes, but there you go. That's the card that I got. $49 for 1 year. 3rd of April 2026 is better. So I've got the card, and what I'm toying with is, you'll see the plans here actually. Let's do this. So the plans I've got is to get the license, obviously, so that's done. Now, I'm not sure you can actually see this. Let's go on, make that a bit bigger. Is that better? Let me see. Don't know why it goes over there. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot about the size of this. So I've got to set up the equipment needed for live streaming from the Schack, which I've done that pretty much. So all of the stuff that you can see here. So you can see that I've got the microphone set up here to capture audio there. We've got, I haven't set up all this gear yet. We've got, that's why it wasn't working so well there with the audio, obviously. So let's try that again, shall we? So like I said, we've got the microphone up here, which should now be working well through a cable that goes along the side of the wall there. And then we've got the two microphones here that you heard Dave on was it Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night. And then we've got this other microphone here where I was doing some weird singing on Sunday night as well. And we've got our podcast mic here, which I love the sound of that. We've got our number 4 camera there with its own microphone as well. Pedals, keyboard. So I've got a mixer there. Mixer here for the Loopy Pro predominantly, but also to plug the guitar in, the Strat that I play, that red one. That'll plug into the mixer there, go through the pedals, and then either go into that amp or go with a cable through the mixing desk and out to that amp. And when I say all those pedals, like I've got, I'm show you this. This is really, for me, I spent a lot of time and money on this, and I absolutely love it. So it's actually not a lot of money, but it's more time working out what to get. So with this pedal arrangement here, what I'm wanting to do is make sure I've got enough volume coming out of the guitar, because with the modifications on this, there's quite a bit of electronics in that, and in the process of putting in a whole lot of circuits, the signal can sometimes get quite low. So I added the afterburner, which is that switch there. Pull it out and it adds 20 dB gain. This adds another, I think it's 20 dB as well. When I activate that graphic equalizer with a boost, it's got an input level boost just there, so that one will add extra gain. I've recently added a volume pedal here, so I can control the volume easily with my foot rather than having to twiddle around with knobs. And then I added some tone, these are all like tone modifications, maybe, yeah. So fuzz, distortion, and this one's a Marshall emulated amp sound, sounds awesome. This one here's more blues, that's my favorite at the moment. It's cheapest one of the lot, but really good. This one is a flanger, and we've got a phaser, tremolo, digital delay, and then controlling pedals for the looper there as well. So yeah, that all of that stuff I've just got to work out now. streaming versus busking. So let's have a quick chat about that, because that's really interesting. What we're going to do is go through what I mean by this setting up the equipment needed for live streaming. So that's done for the Schack for live streaming, and you've seen a couple of videos of those of late, and it's been fun, like really good fun. I'm really enjoying it. So this setup for busking. Let's have a look here. So for busking, when you're going out doing live busking, you've got to obviously get a whole lot of stuff organised. One of the things I left out here was power. Now, with the power, I don't want to be tied down to wherever a power point is, that's where I've got to play. I'd rather be completely portable. So with this thing here, this is, I think, where live streaming is coming from, by the way. This is, I can't change it midstream. Unfortunately, I haven't checked this properly, so that's now operating sub-optimally. This is a 5G router, so it's got a built-in 5G cellular kind of phone, if you like, and then it's got an Ethernet port and capability of routing the 5G mobile signal through Ethernet, either through an Ethernet cable or through the access point, which is Wi-Fi. So 5G to Wi-Fi, which is what we're doing right now, communicating over the internet with that. So that's what I take out with me. It's got a built-in battery. The battery will last all day, and it's 400 gig for a month of 400 gigs in a month that I have to use, where it resets every month. So 400 gig every month. It's pretty expensive, but yeah, it does the job for full mobile internet. So I take that with me. That probably doesn't need power, but I'd want to be able to get power to it in case it was going flat for whatever reason. So it's powered by USB. So we need to get a USB hub on top of the power. So I've got the USB hub just over there in the corner. The power, I've worked out I can do that with Ryobi equipment, so I've got that sorted. I've got all the mics, as you've seen. I've got the mic stands, got the guitars, got the pedals, got the amps, got the mixers. Now I just got to work on songs and music, and a music stand. Got the music stand, so it's actually just now the actual songs which I've got to be concentrating on next. I've written a couple, but it's been so long since I've performed them, I've forgotten what the songs are. So I'm going to have to read some, sorry, not read, but practice the music that I've written so that I can perform it. I've got a system which I employ. This is why I'm doing this renumbering. Pardon me. So the actual songs is one of the big next steps I've got to put more effort into, but all the equipment, as you can see, has been purchased, so I don't need to buy anything more. We've got everything we need. So as mentioned above, I've got to start writing more songs, practicing the songs that I do know and will write, and then I've got to perform those live via streaming and busking. Because it's paid practice. Busking is paid practice. Live streaming is unpaid practice, simply because I don't think people are going to pay to watch me, perform music online, unless there's really dedicated fans out there that want to hear more of what I produce, which is right now virtually nothing. I've got one song on Spotify, Take Me Home, and I think it's got one or two people that have liked it. There's one other song that I wrote about the same time, which is just an idea a friend had and they wanted me to write something for them. So I quickly put together a bit of an idea and then put music around it, drums, guitar, and bass, I think it is. And I uploaded that to Spotify as well. That's doing better than the song I put all my effort into. So it's really hit and miss with music, really hit and miss, because I think there's going to be like a third of people that will love what you do. There's a third of people that will be indifferent to what you do, and then there's another third that will just absolutely hate what you do. So it's not even what's the word? It's not even being consistent or talented or good. It's just if people like you or don't like you, basically. And there's three groups of that: hate, tolerate, love. So bizarre. Anyway, so I've got to do more of this. Performing songs via busking is paid practice, basically. Yeah, that's another thing I picked up on when I was busking a few years ago. That my playing improved through the roof, and I was getting paid, not a lot, but I was getting paid to do that. Certainly paid more than if I was practicing here in the shack alone. So definitely worthwhile. However, when you take in consideration fuel, tolls, parking, is into the red straight away. So I need to earn a lot more before I'm going to do that. So that's where we're at in terms of what's needed. The question I've got is, do I record or live stream? Do I record the live stream? Do I record or live stream when I'm busking? I mean, live streaming obviously in the shack is a no-brainer, but when I'm busking, should I record that or should I live stream it? If I want to do that, I'd need to bring this equipment along with me, which is, if I want to go really good top level production, the best I can afford, then I've got to take everything I've got in the shack out there with me. And I've gone through what's here, and to carry that around and set it up would be impossible to do on a daily basis. There's just no way. So I can't do best production. I'd have to do a minimal, like bare bones minimum type of production to do a recording or live stream it. Obviously I'd need a guitar and cables, possibly the Akai keyboard on the other side there, just for the drum patterns and things like that to feed into the looper, so I could get drums the way I want the rhythm to go. The looping pedal, the RC5, has got its own drum machine, but I can only change the tempo of the drum pattern. The drum pattern itself, there's 57, there's a lot. I'd have to cycle through and find the one I was after, which would be a pain in the neck for setting up and doing. So we're better off taking off the Akai MIDI controller with me to do that. If I'm going to do that, then I'll need an iPad, because the iPad is going to be running this software called Loopy Pro. Loopy Pro then has a drum machine in it, which I can manually kind of set up and get going in advance. So it's just a matter of firing up the application, hitting out a drum beat, and then recording that into the looper or into Loopy Pro itself, because Loopy Pro is a looper. It's just an app running on the iPad. And for the iPad, I'd need cable and power as well. So straight up, I need a USB hub in there to plug everything into, which I've got as well. So that's fine, we've got that. I'd want to take pedals and therefore cables as well. The pedals I'd take would be the Boss RC5, the Boss FS7, the switching up and down switch, which will let me go. I've got it programmed currently. The Boss does stop. I think that's all it does actually. Yeah, I think it's just stop. And the FS7, the top switch, does play rhythm, so the drums will start and stop. The bottom switch will do play, record, stop, and clear. I want to bring the Moore Blues Mood pedal because it's got a really good tone. I want to bring the blue board so that I can do more of this controlling of the Boss RC5, so they're really going to all be linked together to control the Boss RC5. And this CME H4 MIDI, that would be required actually as well, so that the blue board could do the controlling of the memory up and down, the tap tempo on one of the switches, and then the variation for the drum. So there's 4 buttons on the 4 foot switches on that blue board, which would control the Boss RC5 as well. And that would be standalone, but that's going to need cables and power as well. So, it's taking its time for whatever reason. And then, well, it's thinking I'd need microphone and cables as well for the singing. So power cables for that too. Now the actual power supply would be something that we'd need to power everything. I could go completely acoustic, which I've done, which is how I used to actually go busking. I used to grab my semi-acoustic guitar and then not plug that into anything, just take that with the music stand and music. So guitar case, music stand and music. I fit all that in a backpack. I took a chair with me that went in the back of the backpack, music notes, a tuner, cables, strings. Still adds up for all the stuff you've got to take. But that was the bare minimum kind of setup. I could do that, but then I can't record, or I can't do. Oh, sorry, I could record that. I could live stream that as well. But then I've got no effects. I've got my voice, no amp, no mic. It works, but the thing is with busking, you've got to get attention. The only way you can get attention is with sound. And Alfie's got our attention at the moment. Oh. Okay, so anyway, so let me see what's going on here. Hang on. Alfie. Hey there. Just go straight on in. Alright, it's Claire Bear to see Poppy. So, yeah, if I was going to do the production, we'll continue to see if I'll record or not. So iPads needed, pedals, cables, mic, obviously need an amp, cables and power for that. iPhone as well, just in case. So there's an app where you can take payments. So if someone wanted to make a payment, like a donation, whatever, like through Buy Me a Coffee or something like that, which you can do here, by the way, if you so wish, then I could do FPOS kind of transaction there on the iPhone. So that's another reason for having 5G Wi-Fi internet access, so you can do that kind of thing as well to facilitate that. Obviously I'd need a mixer to get the guitar. So the mixer I've got is an audio interface and a mixer and a recorder. So you can do audio recording, feed the guitar into the audio interface, hook that into the Loopy Pro via the USB hub, and then it's all contained in that as well. So I need the stand down here for everything to sit on as well. So that's all the gear that I would need to get going, and that I can fit that into, I don't know if you can see it out there, but I've got Ryobi storage containers and a trolley. So it's got wheels on the bottom one. It'll all fit into 2 of those containers. The biggest container and then one of the other larger shelved containers. So I could fit it all into that, as well as a chair. So the amp fits inside of it, a chair, all of the paraphernalia we discussed here, and then I could set all that up. That would take, I'd have to time it. I reckon that would take at least 15 minutes to set it up. And if it rains, I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to find a place where if it looked like it was going to rain, I could set up somewhere where I'd be protected. So yeah, that's the advice I want to get from someone. Maybe James could give me some paid advice there on what to do there. I could stream, I could record, I could do both. I could do that using the iPhone as well. So the iPhone, turn that around with the camera going on, picking up audio yeah, could be done. Or I could take this this being the, can you see it? Whoa, it's very dark. This being this, the broadcaster video. If I took that, I can power that from the power supply that I've got. Oh yeah, because the power that I'm talking about is Ryobi 18 volt converter. So it converts 18 volts DC to 12 volts DC, then goes into a 240 volt 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, which then converts the 12 volt DC in from the 18 volt DC Ryobi battery to two 240 volt outlets. That's very complicated. So it goes battery to electronic box into another electronic box out 240 volts. So 18 volts to 240 volts. 18 volts DC, 240 volts AC. To power everything, and it will handle it. So I can do that. It's more that, do I want to take this with me to then also have so many cables coming out of it and, you know, spend time configuring this to make sure it all works? That would blow out to at least half an hour setup. I'm not sure I want to spend half an hour setting up all the audio equipment to do a couple of hours worth of busking, when if I just take the guitar and a guitar stand, I'm up and running literally in 5 minutes. You know, I don't know, I can't record it very easily. I couldn't set up the iPhone on a stand and record myself doing that. I don't know. So I want advice on that. So that's all of the gear. Yeah, as I said, I've got all that gear now, so I don't have to worry about any of that. So that's the musical kind of status at the moment where I'm at. So it's getting back to getting some music that I'm happy with, that I've written, because I don't want to do covers. I love music so much that I want to do some covers, but the problem I'm facing there is I think the AI rip-off of music is going to come to a head. Too many people in the world love music, and the idea of AI ripping off music to then make really subpar music is quite offensive. And so I think there's going to be a backlash of legal repercussions for these AI manufacturers or producers. They're going to have to pay royalties to the people who actually wrote the music that they're ripping off. So I think that's going to come, and I don't want to be one. I don't want to be caught up in that mess where they'll say, well, even buskers, you know, they should be paying people, and I think that actually legally here in Australia, I think we are required to pay royalties to musicians and composers for the music that we're performing, which is basically a cover of their original creation, which is fair. I think that's fair, that people who have created music, written books, whatever, it's not fair that someone comes along and uses that material and then takes a monetary reward without giving anything back to the person who originally wrote it. I think that's a no-brainer. Some money should go back to the person who originally wrote it, regardless of timing. So I think copyright kind of expires after 50 years or something like that. So, which is fascinating. That means the Beatles' music potentially is free to use, free to perform, but it doesn't make sense. Why isn't someone owns it, and I'm pretty sure they're not releasing it. I think it's Sony, and I don't know why. In terms of, I have to investigate that. I don't know. Could be talking total BS there. I'll investigate that further. But yeah, potentially there could be some music which could be reproduced and sung and performed without financial payments being required. But yeah, I want to avoid that completely. I was creating my own music without any people kind of coming and saying, hey, you owe me money down the track, just in case things did prove to go well. So I want to make my own music because I enjoy it and it's really good fun as well, but there's also the potential hit financially down the track if something goes wrong. Okay, so that's music. Oh, the only other thing is, let me know if you want to see more of the live streaming music. I haven't lost any subscribers since doing hours and hours of noodling with my brother in particular. I enjoy it. I really like it. It's good practice, and there's a little bit of musical value. Can you say that that's been given as well? But I'm not sure whether that's something that more people want to see or not. The channel is slowly growing, and I think it's because I'm putting more effort into preparing the videos more than anything else. But we'll see. So let me know if you want more or less of that. I'm going to be doing more regardless, but it's just going to be interesting to see whether the subscriber count changes accordingly. An update in regards to the sound guy. I've got a podcast episode which I've done weeks ago, which I've got to upload. So I'm going to get that done today and upload that. And I've got another shoot booked in for May. It's just a one day. Some friends are putting together a quick video they're doing on the seaside. It's actually cliff face water scene. So it's going to be super windy. It's going to be super wet potentially for the sea spray and things like that. So I've got to work out a way to reduce the noise from the wind as much as possible, which I've done pretty good jobs on in the past. But this is going to be super challenging because it's typically super windy when you talk about going to the sea, where I think it's going to be Watson's Bay area, something like that. So it's always windy there, and lots of sea spray. So I don't want to ruin my equipment, but I also want to make sure I capture the sound to a really good quality as well. So I've got to spend a bit of time researching that. So it's going to be in May. In terms of what's going on in this space too, I've tried advertising my my knowledge exchange for money. How do you phrase that? So I've tried selling the idea of online courses for doing audio as well, and it hasn't really taken off. I've had one or two people show interest, but it'd be interesting to see if I can do a online audio recording sessions. So basically teaching people how to do audio to a good level. I call myself the sound guy. My consultant James has pointed out often, you've got to improve your sound if you're going to call yourself the sound guy. So I put more and more effort into that, hence all the microphones. I've got myself labbed up with a wireless microphone so I can walk around, and the sound quality is going to be consistent with that to a large degree, unless I turn around like that because the microphone's placed over here. I should have put it there because that's the way I'm facing, so I'll learn from that. So they're the little tricks and tips that I can hand on to people, as well as reducing clothing ruffle noise. There's a bit going on in the background here now, but it's not annoyingly bad. That's pretty much it for the sound guy. I'm still doing it. I do movie set recording. I'm doing a little bit of field recording. I'm putting a database together of sounds that I collect, and eventually I'll get a website going and put all the sounds up there for people to download, purchase of course. I've got to work out how to protect the download of that so people just don't copy it and then send the sound everywhere free of charge. So that's of interest to me. That's really about all I've got going there with the sound guy. We're now up to the outro, which means the goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye now. It's been really fun. I love doing these live streams, even with all the technical issues with cameras not working and things like that. That's about it. If you've got any questions you want to engage, just put comments in the comments below. I'll do a quick check to see if anyone has joined and is wishing to communicate. We have 0 concurrent viewers, 0 chat rate, 0 views. It's 50 minutes. It's because it's Tuesday, everyone's at work. No one wants to engage online while they're at work, so I'm putting it down to that. It's not because it's boring. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for your attendance, your attention, and you'll see me in the next one. Bye for now. See you guys.
Yeehaw!
How do I end this? I'm just gonna press.
Nice.